I just set out to make a video about my favorite French pharmacy products, but in the process of researching, I realized some of them are not that great. In this video, I'll tell you which ones I learned are actually good and which ones should be avoided and what you can replace them with instead. I'm Susie, I'm American, and I've lived in France for over 15 years. I literally just wanted to make a video about my favorite products so that if any of you had an upcoming visit to France, you could stock up on these much-loved products while you were here. Many of these are products that I heard about myself on YouTube or on blogs, and I figured whoever the expert was that recommended them must know what they were talking about. I tried them out, and I've loved these products and been using them for many years without ever having really digged deeper into the quality of the ingredients that they use. I am not a dermatologist or a skincare professional, but last night as I was preparing for this video, it just occurred to me to try the Yuka app to scan these products to see how they scored. Yuka is an app developed by a group of French people that is meant to evaluate the healthiness and safety of food, hygiene, and cosmetic products. It's very popular in France, but I'm not sure how well known it is in the US and elsewhere. Let me know in the comments below if this is something you use. I definitely haven't yet developed the reflex to scan all of my food and cosmetic products to test them out and see what their score is, but maybe it's something I should do more frequently. According to the website, it's independent and impartial. Since all of these products are so well loved, I was sure that they'd score great, but I was definitely wrong. In fact, I'm a bit disappointed that some of these products scored so poorly, and I think that going forward I may have to change some of my go-to products, but I guess if it's better for my health and safety and for yours as well, maybe it's a good thing. So let's go from the highest scoring products to the lowest scoring products. I'll tell you why I love these products and about how much they cost. And once we get to the sketchy ones, I'll give you some suggestions for alternatives as well. The first is this Mustela sunscreen. It scores 100 out of 100 on Yuka. I think I originally read about it in an article in the magazine Que Choisir, which is like the French Consumer Reports, and the article may have specifically been about sunscreen for children. And so I put it on my shopping list and I had to seek it out. I think eventually I found it at Carrefour, which is one of the big French supermarket chains. And I recently wanted to buy some more for the summer and I added it to the shopping list again. And my husband found it this time at a pharmacy. So apparently you can find it in both supermarkets and in pharmacies in France. So it comes in this larger size, 100 milliliters for about 16 or 17 euros. And it also comes in this smaller size as well, 40 milliliters, and is sold for between 10 and 13 euros. It's made in France, which for me is usually a sign of safety and quality. And this is cool. Mustela is a B Corp. I don't know if you can see there on the label as well. B corporations, or B Corps, are, according to their website, companies verified by B Lab to meet high standards of social and environmental performance, transparency, and accountability. Next, do you recognize this bottle? I feel like this is one of the most sought-after French pharmacy products. I have been using this before bed as my makeup remover for many, many years, comforted in my choice by many, many articles and videos online which recommend this product. Well, you can rest assured because it scores 72 out of 100 on Yuka. This product is made in France as well, and a bottle this size costs about 10 euros. You can also buy a larger size, a bigger bottle, or a smaller, travel-friendly size as well. And this is truly a French pharmacy staple. You can really find this in almost every pharmacy all over France. This is my family's favorite facial moisturizer. I heard about it on YouTube from dermatologist Dr. Shireen Idris. In the video here, she is promoting it as lip care, but you can use it for your entire face. I have very dry skin, so I need something that's very powerful, and this is great, especially in the winter. It's made in Germany and scored a 51 out of 100 on the Yuka app, which Yuka considers to be good. You can find it in many French pharmacies. I know that in our local pharmacy, I have to go to the special naturals and organics section to find it. And a tube this size costs about 15 euros. Okay, so now we're getting to the bad news. This sunscreen, which is very, very popular online, did not score so well on Yuka. You can read articles about how some people consider this product to be legendary, and another article here which describes why European and Asian sunscreens are often considered superior to American products. And I just love it. As someone with fair skin who has to wear sunscreen every day, I just love the texture. It's so smooth and it absorbs very quickly into the skin, and this has become part of my morning routine. It's made in France and costs about 13 euros. And I'm just so dismayed to see that it scored only 42 out of 100 on Yuka. A mediocre score is not very reassuring, and I don't know what this ingredient is that Yuka considers to be a moderate risk, but it's a bit worrying when you think about the fact that you apply this product to your face every day. Plus, we saw earlier that sunscreen can score very well on this app, so it's not like sunscreen needs to have scary chemical products in it to be effective and to score well. When you scan a product on Yuka and it gets a low score, the app will suggest alternatives, and in this case, it suggested 2. This is a screenshot of the original evaluation where they suggest this sunscreen by La Rosée, which scored 100 out of 100, much like the Mustela sunscreen that we saw earlier. And this is a screenshot from another section of the app that makes recommendations for alternatives. We don't see the score for this sunscreen, which is from Corinne de Farm, but we do see that the app considers this alternative excellent. I don't know about either of these products that it's recommending as alternatives, but maybe I should try them or just use this Mustela sunscreen instead. And finally, this is very disturbing. This dry shampoo that I've been using for many years scored 2 out of 100 on Yuka. It contains silicon dioxide or quartz or E551, which is an additive that can apparently contain nanoparticles, which Yuka describes as being risky, and Que Choisir says it's peu recommandé or not recommended. Silica, in parentheses nano, is listed right here on the ingredients list. I just had no idea it was problematic. This is a dry shampoo that you'll see touted all over YouTube and on all sorts of different blogs. It's made in France, so much for naively trusting products that are made in France. Costs about €8 and is found in most French pharmacies. It's sold in this plastic container, and basically you activate the dry shampoo by shaking the plastic container and then turning this over to a little hole. Then you squeeze the container and it emits a very, very fine powder. And in my mind, I always thought that this was just a very, very finely ground oat. And I thought that this product was very environmentally friendly, especially the fact that it doesn't come in an aerosol can. I thought that that was also a sure sign that it was environmentally friendly, because as a child of the 80s, I was taught that aerosols were very bad for the environment and for the ozone layer in particular. It's actually very ironic because recently I ran out of my dry shampoo, which I put on my shopping list, and my husband came home from the pharmacy with this version in a metal can. And I was really annoyed because I thought, oh no, that must not be environmentally friendly. It comes in a can. It must contain chemicals that are really bad for the environment. But when you scan this one on Yuka, it scores much better. Well, 29 out of 100. But it doesn't contain that troubling ingredient that the manual version or that the other version in the plastic container does contain. So much for my logic and scientific knowledge. Luckily, we have Yuka to suggest alternatives, and it suggests this very affordable Baptiste product that appears to be sold for about €4 and available in most French supermarkets. And so I'm thinking, okay, that sounds like a good alternative. But in the meantime, I have these 2 brand new dry shampoos, and I'm wondering, should I use these if they contain something that's risky for my health? Or what should I do? What do you think? So this video took a very different turn from what I was expecting at the outset, but I hope it was useful for you. In the comments below, I would love to know if you have any other favorite French pharmacy products that I didn't mention, and whether or not you use an app like Yuka to help you choose the products that you buy. If you like French products, maybe you'd like to hear more about my favorite small French clothing brands in this video. Thanks so much for watching, and à bientôt!